So the Thunder are up 3-1. Again, we learned a lot about them last night. They grew up, another huge win. And I think we learned a lot about Anthony Edwards as well. He is just not coming to play when the moment matters most. Finally, we get a really good game out of the series. There's been a few good games between game 1 and 2. I mean, game 3 obviously just wasn't even a factor. That game was a complete blowout. But we finally saw a game where both teams were competing throughout the entire point of the night last night. It was back and forth, mostly OKC leading, but I'm just glad that we finally got a competitive game. And like I said in the opening, OKC's team, they grew up again. And I said that in Game 7 versus the Nuggets. They grew up in that game, in my opinion. You know, you beat an NBA champion. You beat a team with, championship DNA, all that. And then in a game like this where either you can lie down, be weak, take this back to OKC tied up, or you can put them away, go up 3-1 in the series. And that's exactly what OKC did. And they were led by their big three. Shai, again, with a fantastic game, 40 points, 9 rebounds and 10 assists. I mean, one rebound shy of a triple-double. Regardless, an insane game from Shai. I know people hate on him because of the free throws, and if you are just a box score watcher, you're going to say, oh, he got 14 free throws last night. That doesn't tell the story. He was fouled a lot at the end of the game because they had to play the whole foul game. Again, you would understand if you were watching. But in my opinion, he had just one of the best games I've seen so far from him in the postseason. Constantly getting to his shot when he needed his shot as well. That step back midi is dangerous. It's Kobe-esque. It's Michael Jordan-esque. And again, getting guys involved. I mean, 10 assists, that tells you everything. 9 rebounds. Just laying it all out on the line. I really, really liked what I saw from Shai last night. Even if he wasn't going to the foul line as much in the beginning, just the fact that he was just, again, getting to his shot. It was just such a critical shot. And I feel like every single time OKC needed a bucket, when things were getting a little tight, he just hit that step back midi, get to his spot, and it was just cash all night. I really liked what I saw from Jalen Williams as well. 34 points for him. Again, just continuing to continue the success that he's had really since that Game 7. I thought he's looked a lot better this series. And again, just making big shots, specifically when Shai was on the bench. When Shai was on the bench, they were letting Williams run the offense a little bit, letting him get some rest, and I thought he did a really good job just continuing the scoring. He got a few guys involved here and there, and down the stretch, hitting a ton of big threes. There was some miscommunication from Minnesota down the stretch on who was going to close out on that three. It didn't matter. You can't let the kid open, and he was just hitting some big, big threes. So I thought he did a really, really good job last night as well. And again, Chet, this guy just continues to do what he's asked to do. It's not like he's putting up, 30, 20 games or anything like that, but a calm 21 points, 7 rebounds, 9 for 14 shooting, and just overall doing what he's told to do, whether it's hitting big threes occasionally when he needs to, or I thought he scored a ton of buckets right off of just missed layups yesterday. Like, he just seemed to have an extra gear that Minnesota didn't want to match, and he was constantly having those putback layups or even putback dunks. And overall, I just thought he did what he had to do. And the big three for Oklahoma City, they showed up. They showed up when it mattered most. And it's almost like I'm watching, I don't even have children, but it's almost like I'm watching my kids grow up live. And they're just continuing to hit certain milestones. Oh, the kid knows how to drive now. Oh, they have their first girlfriend or boyfriend. Oh, they're going to prom. Like OKC's going to prom. They're about to graduate. We're about to go to the NBA Finals. They just had to get over a couple milestones. But overall, it just looks like they're growing up in front of our NBA eyes. And I'm super proud for that team because, again, they've been scrutinized a lot. Is this a fake 1 seed? All the stuff with the foul merchant stuff with Shai. But they continue to prove that they are the best team in the NBA right now. And, again, they just look like the favorites heading into the finals. Of course, they still need to win the series, but let's keep it a buck. I think they're going to finish off Minnesota, potentially even in 5. I also wanted to touch on that defense for OKC. 23 forced turnovers absolutely huge. Again, just showing how versatile of a defense that they are. And I've been saying that in these videos. Again, they just continue to force turnovers. They make it hard to consistently pass in those little passing lanes. It's going to get snatched up by Lou Dort. It's going to get snatched up by Caruso, SGA, Williams. It doesn't matter. And off those 22 forced turnovers, that resulted in 14 steals for the team itself. So they were really disrupting Minnesota's offense. And we'll touch on this later, but I think a lot of them just throwing those bodies again was disrupting Ant, and that's really what got to the offense of Minnesota and why things were still clicking. But looking back, things could have been a little bit better. But again, we will touch on that down the stretch. But I just wanted to give credit to that defense for Oklahoma City. They just played really good again, continue to show why they are so good. And the combination of that lethal, versatile defense with those guys combined with the big three scoring, it's just really, really, really tough to stop. I thought the Wolves bench showed up. McDaniels gave you 22. Alexander Walker gave you 23. Let's see. DiVincenzo gave you 21. He was hitting a lot of big shots, open shots as well in the corner. I don't know why they weren't guarding him. And you even had 13 points from Rudy Gobert, who at times is going to give you 4 points. So I thought the amount of points that Minnesota got from their either bench guys, role players, just guys that aren't, the primary bucket getters, you would have thought, they would have won the game. And they lost the game by 2 points. But that also was, again, as I will touch on in just a second, a part of the Thunder's game plan. The Thunder's game plan last night, if you watch it back, was, okay, we're going to absolutely make Anthony Edwards' life a living hell tonight. Same with Julius Randle, and we're going to have you guys defer to your other shot makers. Can they consistently make shots? They actually did, but they did such a good job of shutting down and Randle that it didn't really end up mattering. So, yes, this is somewhat by design, but still I have to give credit to those role players because even if your number is being called on and they are kind of prompting you to shoot, you still got to make those shots. And I thought those guys did a really good job of at least keeping Minnesota in the game. I thought Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle really were embarrassing last night. Let's start with Randle just to get it out the way. 5 points, bro. 5 points. I know he's struggled in the series and it's been hard for him. Just crazy seeing how much success he had in the first 2 series of the playoffs, and then he goes against OKC, and it's just like this guy is broken. He's not even playing that much. I mean, they're barely giving him as many minutes. It's just embarrassing. I mean, again, 5 points, bro. Your job is to score. Your job is to be not necessarily a facilitator, but a guy that's going to get down low in the paint, get some buckets, hit some open threes. And we have just not seen that from Randle. He's been borderline unplayable in this series, and it's just been really embarrassing for him. And now on to Ant. He finished with 16 points, so it doesn't look as bad. But going into the fourth quarter, he had only attempted 6 field goals altogether. And my biggest takeaway from this game from a Minnesota standpoint is how disappointing it is that he didn't try to be more aggressive last night. Look, I understand the game plan for Oklahoma City was, okay, we're going to make your life hard. We're going to make you defer to your teammates. And your teammates actually played good. But my biggest problem with this is there has to be times where you have to understand the moment. You have to understand the moment. Every superstar has been able to understand the moment. And that means getting to your shots, getting them to fall, even if you don't have an efficient night. 6 field goals heading into the fourth quarter is absolutely unacceptable. And it was a close game as well. That's just unacceptable. If Anthony Edwards had even done 25 to 30% better just scoring-wise and everything, and Randle had done his thing, I think OKC realistically loses the game, and we have a tie series 2-2 going back to Oklahoma City in Game 5. But we just didn't see that, and I know Ant has been the people's favorites. I am an Ant guy myself. I like Ant. I love his confidence. I love his swagger. He's a great baller as well. He just, he does athletic things on the court. I mean, some of these dunks he does, he almost had one last night. They just look absolutely insane. But the last 2 years, I feel like he has come up small in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, you lose in 5 games to that Dallas team, and you might now lose in 5 to this Oklahoma City team. And it's not saying that these teams aren't better than you. Obviously, Oklahoma City's way better than Dallas was last year, in my opinion. But still, you got to just show me more in these moments. These are the big moments. These are the moments that define your career. And again, I know you're 23, but shying away from that moment you have to know again, the circumstances. If you lose this game, you're going down 3-1. It's realistically and mathematically over after this. So why would you want to bank on that? Why would you not want to change things? And again, I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but 6 field goals heading into the fourth quarter. Just embarrassing. Looked like he was honestly just not either understanding how big of a game this was, how big of a moment this was, or he just looked intimidated and almost looked defeated because Oklahoma City was making it so hard for him to really get to his spots and getting shots to fall. I just did not like it. I didn't like it at all. If you want to be considered as one of the best players in the NBA, you have to be aggressive. And this is not a video where I'm saying, oh, Ant is falling off, Ant isn't him, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that. But at this point in time, with the way the media has hyped this kid up and everything, you cannot put in a performance like that in Game 4 in a tight game to tie the series in your building, mind you. It's just not going to fly with me. Last night, 100%, I was like, wow. Yeah, at this very moment, I would rather have Shai on my team than Anthony Edwards because he's going to get to the bucket. He's going to get his shots. And I will take a guy that's going to take 30 shots over however many Anthony Edwards did last night. Just, in my opinion, just really one of his worst performances so far career-wise. Yeah, that's all we got for this one. Again, I think OKC is realistically going to finish Minnesota out in 5. Again, you don't want to play with your food, but at the same time, we've seen OKC do that in these playoffs, so you never know. But heading into this game, I think it's realistically wrapped up. We'll see what happens, but man, just what a big win for Oklahoma City. I thought they did a great job again, just kind of growing up, knowing the moment, finishing out a team when they're fighting back, and again, just knowing the moment, hey, we can end this in 5 if we win tonight, and it's at home court as well, so I thought that was huge. And again, for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, you just have to be more aggressive, and it sucks that unfortunately he's realistically probably going to have to think about this in the offseason because depending on how aggressive he could have been last night, the series could have been 2-2. No, it's now 3-1. I don't see you coming back all the way, and I see you going to Cancun in a couple more days. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to overcome this. I'm not saying they're out of it, which they obviously aren't mathematically, but realistically, the Timberwolves are cooked. So, yeah, just very, very disappointing from Anthony Edwards overall. But, yes, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you like my type of content, subscribe. And if you have any thoughts down below, drop them in the comment section. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.